And now it's Deborah Kobylt Live.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for joining us today on Deborah Kobylt Live. Look who we've got today on our show. My friend, Dedee Pfeiffer, one of the stars of ABC's giant hit, Big Sky. Thanks for joining us, Dedee.
Thank you, Deborah. You know I love and adore you. Thank you for having me on again.
Yeah, you're pretty amazing, Dedee. I have to tell you, we got a lot to talk about in this show. But you know what? I wanted to start first with this upcoming season. It's the third season of Big Sky on ABC. You got a new time slot. You played Denise. Oh, do I love this character. So why don't you tell us about Denise and maybe a little bit of what we might expect this third season? Yeah, go ahead.
Well, first, we're on our third season. Thank you very much, ABC, for giving us that third season. And for all the followers who love and watch our show, you can catch us on Hulu. First two seasons if you need to catch up, which I highly recommend. This third season, we have an explosive amount of guest stars. We have Reba McEntire. We have Rex Lynn. We have Jensen, Rosanna Arquette. It goes on and on and on. But just like in the genre of Big Sky, we invite you on to play with us, give you amazing roles, and then we might kill you, or you kill somebody else, you go to jail, or you just go away. But that's how we fly on Big Sky. That's all I can tell you. I can't tell you who's going to do what to who, but please tune in. New night, Wednesday, September 21st, 10 p.m. ABC Pacific time. And I'm Denise. If you see the show, I'm the wise ass receptionist in the office trying to keep everybody centered, which is actually funny.
Okay, wait a minute. Was that like a little bit of typecasting? Did you even have to read for that part or what?
Well, dude, actually, I was finishing my 10th year in college, intern at the Department of Mental Health, not knowing what I was going to do with a social worker degree because they don't make any money. And I hadn't planned on how I was going to survive with two kids and a bunch of rescued animals. When David E. Kelly, yes, my brother-in-law, texted me out of nowhere, literally. Now, I love my brother-in-law. We talk at Christmas. We talk fishing. We never talk shop. He texted me, "Hey, Dee, are you still acting? I have this role in Denise on Big Sky. Are you interested?" I almost dropped my phone. I was like, YESSSSS, yes. And he threw me a lifeline without even realizing it because I had no idea how I was going to survive. So that's how I got the role. He just said, "You're perfect." Just like I made her in recovery for alcoholism. I made her a smart ass. She was already written a smart ass. Anyway, you can bleep it out later. And then she is like, what's really cool is I'm able to bring my social worker and my bachelor's of psych degree into this role where she's kind of like mama bear and she listens really well and she hard listens and she doesn't ever jump in people's lanes because that's not a good therapist. So I'm able to bring all these like skills that I learned.
Wow.
Oh yeah, super fun. Yeah.
And let's not forget, she's super sexy too. I mean, Dedee, you look phenomenal. I have to say, filters. You are coming back. Yeah, filters. And you got to like teach me what these filters are, girl, because like I'm still like just doing Zoom and going, we're on. I mean, I'm seriously. So what you see is what you get.
Today did we try to get this going?
I know for people who don't know, we had like some technical stuff going on. So look, I'm like this. I'm like saying a prayer, please. You know, just don't go off on me, Zoom. But anyway, let me go back to like Big Sky for a second. Then we're going to get into you, your life, blah, blah, blah. Tell people who don't know what Big Sky is about. Let us know. Let people know.
Basically, they're revolved around C.J. Box's best-selling novels. And the two detectives, Kylie and Cassie. Okay, hold on. Cassie and Jenny, because their names are very similar, and they're off like solving all of these crimes in this beautiful landscape of Montana. But unlike other shows, I think the characters in our show are just so rich and odd and different. And what I really love about our show, like his novels, you never know what's going to happen. If you watch our season premiere, we will set up just how you never know what's going to happen. And I don't even know what's going to happen as an actor. I thought when I read the pilot that I was missing a page at the end or that my reading disorder was kicking in. I read it 4 times and I called my manager. I said, "Did that just end the way it ended?" And he goes, "Yeah." And I said, "This audience is going to go crazy because it's not like what you normally see on network TV.
You know what's crazy? You guys don't even really know what's happening to you. As the season progresses, right? Yeah. Now, I've often thought that would make me so nervous. Like, did you ever show up, you people, and you're looking at a script, and it's like, what do you mean I die? It's like, how do you handle that? Like, not knowing what's going on, right?
Well, yeah, on this show, everyone, I mean, I always say, don't think you're safe. on this show.
Yeah.
Because trust me, everyone's like, oh, well, you're Denise, and you're all shows produced and you're David's sister-in-law. I said, do you have any idea how many ratings that would do if they killed my character? So I am not safe at all, because that's how we fly. We bring you on and we play, and then bye-bye. And the audience goes, hey, but I love that character. Yeah, I know you did. So did we. Moving on. We're going to grab some more new ones.
Yeah.
But it is fun. I think that my history and knowledge and like improv and working on my feet helps a lot, because you do have to change, because like the script says one thing, you're on the set, the writer comes in, who's also the producer, comes in and adjusts, and you have to adjust to what they want. So it is a dance. It's a dance.
Yeah, but you are wickedly smart. Seriously, Dedee. I keep wanting to call you Denise. I couldn't have called you something else.
I have people do that.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, like they could have called you Samantha or something. It's like, why, I'm like, wait, who is she? Who am I even talking to right now? But anyway, no, you're so bright. This is such a great role for you. So the fact that your brother-in-law did think of you, I don't think he thought of you because you're the sister-in-law. I think he was like, she's perfect. I mean, really, sometimes it just takes time for the right role to find you, right? Okay.
Yeah, right?
Let's go ahead.
Oh, I was saying that, 30 plus years of acting, and people are like, oh, it's about time he hired you. And I said, no. I've been reading for David's stuff for years, but I just wasn't right for the role. And I'm all about let the best woman, man, or they get the role. And if I'm not it, then hey, man, you go tear that up, right? But so 30 plus years later, he went, oh, this has Dedee's name written all over it. And there you go. And honestly, had I worked for David before, I wouldn't be sitting here as Denise, because the trajectory of my life would have went in a different direction. So I am so madly in love playing this character on this show. Wednesday nights, new night, it's September 21st, ABC, Hulu, catch us on Hulu. You see that pitch? That's going to keep me employed, honey.
Yeah, no, honey, go for it. It's all good. You and I are friends. Like, you can do whatever you want on this show. In fact, if you want, I'll just sort of step out. You could just take over and start talking about not a problem. Not a problem. I want to talk a little bit about the women in this show, because they're not all 18 and 21, right? We've got quite a few of them, especially some of the new folks coming in over 40, let's call it there. That's incredible. Tell me about that. Tell me about, do you think that's changing a little bit in Hollywood? Women a little older, are getting cast. They're being written that way. What do you think? Tell us.
I agree. I do see a shift, and it's really, really welcoming, because one of the reasons why I took off 13 years ago to go to college was because I was kind of a little frustrated with what was happening with women roles and what have you. So I took off to go help social welfare issues and people in the community, in the world.
Incredible.
And I came back and I went, oh, how nice. We're starting to write for women who are 40 plus. Our show, I think, treats women really well. They're great roles. We don't dumb the women down. And I don't think we really dumb the men down. Actually, this season, we got some really awesome, strong men to play with the really awesome, strong women. I'm all about, I'm moderate. I swim in the middle. So I do love equality across the board. But we are heavy on amazing women, especially plus 40 plus. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, there was a time, what I can't even believe, where if you were over 30, you were considered so over the hill. And I think that has definitely changed. And especially with the Hulus and just, all kinds of stuff out there. Don't you think like there's just more content that needs to be filled? I mean, I hope so. I feel like we're kind of interesting.
Well, yeah, we are. And, speaking of that, I told you the other day, you're going to help me create a podcast, which I'm hoping. You told me you're going to help me, right? So, which will help me launch into a talk show to help people in social welfare issues on a macro, meso, and micro level. Here comes my degree. And also looking at individual from a perspective of biopsychosocial. Basically, I want to have conversations with people. I want to give back what I learned at UCLA and all the community colleges. I want to help people, empower them with information so that they can feel like they can be part of the solution. And you're going to help me with that, girl.
Okay, you heard it here. Yes, and I know just one of the people who can help you do that with me. So I've got a whole team. So I'll introduce you to them because they're wonderful. And I actually think it'd be great because you have so much going on and you've lived quite an incredible life. In fact, let's talk a little bit we'll talk about the social work stuff, but I want to talk about your family because I love this. Mom and dad are from one of the Dakotas. I don't remember. They drove out here in a station wagon. Mom was a homemaker. And dad was a heating and air conditioning technician. So they have 4 kids between them. How did they end up with you
Yeah.
Michelle Pfeiffer, for goodness sakes, and your sister who also acts, I believe, the brother. Like, what was going on in that household? What was happening at dinner? Were you guys reading scripts? I mean, they weren't teaching air conditioning training, I guess. What was going on?
You know,
Go
you
ahead.
find it really, this I think should inspire people. Our family is very average, normal, if not on the dysfunctional side back in the day, but everybody was. Now, my father was a high functioning alcoholic. My mother had mental health issues. She had shock treatments in the 50s, which basically I determined after doing research was undiagnosed postpartum. They didn't know what that was, so they just kept zapping her. You know, welcome to back then. Thank God we are now moved past that. My parents, North Dakota, by the way. You're like, whichever Dakota. They drove here in 63 Chevy with my brother, who's now 68. He was a year old, and it was snowing and raining. And my dad is one of those country like bunks. We're going to get there in one day. It's a 3-day trip, you know, Richard. Donna, it's fine. So she's changing my brother's diaper, and he's like, just throw it out the window. So she throws the diaper out the window. They get to California, and where do you think the diaper is? Frozen on the back of the 63 Chevy. Yeah,
Why did
family? God,
oh my gosh. And
sleep, Richard. He's like, it's fine, just peel it off. That's my family. And he came here, blue collar worker, and he just he didn't like to work for other people because he was way too mouthy. So he started his own business, fixed heating and air conditioning. And there you go. My mom was a homemaker and never drove. So we 4 kids were children of alcoholic parent and children of somebody who didn't drive. So we all got real resilient real fast. If we wanted anything, we had to figure out a way. We had to figure, no entitlement in this family, no competitiveness in this family, because we had to survive. You know, there's 4 kids. When you have 4 kids who are kind of not left on their own per se, but have to kind of raise each other because the parents have some stuff going on that keeps them from being 100% there. You get real resilient. You get really close. The 4 of us get really close. Yeah.
And I love that. I mean, look, your sister, Michelle.
So she started from a pageant. So she's in Orange County doing her thing. She was doing a court reporter in a community college. And her hairdresser said, you should go into a pageant. So she went into the pageant. She won Miss Orange County. And from there, she got a commercial agent. And then she off and ran. We were like, is she on TV right now? Your sister's on TV. I mean, it literally blew our mind. But remember, this is back in the day. No computers, no cell phones. You had to sit there in front of the TV. No rewind. You had to make sure that the channel came up and not was fuzzy, right? But you had to sit there and watch. If you blinked or you went out of the room, you missed her. And you never got to see her.
Wow.
We'd all be around the TV to see that one Max Factor commercial that she got, you know, and be like, that's my sister. And then it'd be gone. And you go out and play. And then you go brag about it. But if no one saw it, then they didn't believe you.
There's a lot of families who would, you know, you'd be pitted up against each other, whatever. Mm-hmm. What's amazing to me is you 3 girls and your brother, you guys really get along. I mean, you're like, oh my God, that's my sister. Oh, wow, that's my sister. Check it out. The brother-in-law is helping out where appropriate. You know, you guys are really close. What's the secret sauce there? That's not normal, right?
Yeah. I think, you know, when people interview me, they're waiting for me to show any negativity or resentment or ugly towards my sister. First, you have to understand, I also have a younger sister who's also gorgeous. So my younger sister, and then my brother is just awesome. So it's like, isn't everyone surrounded by beautiful women? That's my life. I don't know anything different. And my older sister, we were always getting into Michelle's makeup. It was very, God, and then get out of my room. And Lori and I running out of the room, and my mom yelling at us, get out of our room. You know, my brother going, I'm out, I'm going to go surfing. You guys are all too loud. And me just running around saving animals, because that's what I always did. And my other little sister was skating. Yeah. I mean, circles out in front of the house with Cindy. It was just and Shell was out, like, hanging out with the really awesome surfers. Very, very stereotypical. Why we're not competitive, I don't know. I think, like I said, it has a lot to do with kind of having to raise each other a little bit, for sure. But I adore my sister, both my sisters and my brother. Yeah. I love them. Do they piss me off sometimes? Absolutely. That's what sisters and brothers are. That's what they're supposed to do, right? I mean, but let me tell you, there's something I wouldn't do for them, and vice versa. And I when I got sober 4 years ago, it was those same family members, because my parents are no longer with us; they're with the light. It was them who today still help keep me afloat and keep me sober, and an advocate for the conversation. And how can you not want to go out and give back when I'm given so much, right?
You are extraordinary. I mean, yesterday, people, I'll just tell you this. I had a personal situation and I'm like, who can I really call? I don't call many people when I have stuff. And I'm like, I'm going to call her. She's been through it all. So right. No, you were spot on, but I could tell that you have training because, you have a master's degree in social work, right? Talk to us about that because you took off 10 years from acting. You have been in, let's talk about some of the stuff you've been in. You've done film, early TV with Simon and Simon, Sybil, film Into the Night. You've done a lot. And then all of a sudden you stopped, right? Talk to us about that time period, the early time, why you stopped and what you studied, getting sober. There's a lot that happened there, Dedee, which is why you are so rich to talk to because you're transparent about it. Because you want to make sure you can help the next guy or girl, right?
Yeah.
I love it.
Thank you so much. A huge part of sobriety. And I also just think aside from sobriety, how about just being a good person is about other people. To me, that's my that's my heroine right there. When I see you when I see you laugh or when I see you, I go, okay, I moved her energy in a positive way.
Yeah.
It's about for me. Because by the way, that ricochets back to me. I'm like, oh, thank you. It's a twofer, right? It is. It's a twofer because when I affect you in a positive way, it bounces back to me, and then my dopamine and serotonin and all those lovely brain chemistries go boing boing boing, and that's my new high. My new high because I can't get high in any other way, right? So, welcome to sobriety. That's a little trick, by the way. What happened was 13 years ago, I was acting. 30 years, the whole thing, raising 2 boys on my own, saving every animal I could get my claws on. And then I noticed the industry was once again taking a shift and a change. Now, I started in 1982. That's when I started acting. Now, the dinosaurs were walking around and there was stuff going on. So I've seen the industry go through a lot of change. At that point, though, I didn't like the change when it came to women. Again, the roles were thin. There weren't a lot of roles. Men were getting old and wrinkly and gray, and they were getting sexier, and we tried that shit, and we got unemployed. And I had 2 boys I was raising on my own. I didn't like that message, but I also loved and constantly was doing volunteer work with Children's Hospital and saving seals and wildlife because I was just always doing things like that. And I decided this might be a good time to take a break from this crazy industry's going in and go actually help people on a larger scale. So I thought someone said to me, you need to get a degree. So I went and I tell this story if people follow me and they hear me say this, but it's the truth. I went up to the nearest community college, Pierce, and said, hey, I want to help people. I want to get a degree. They go, which one? And I don't know, you tell me. They're like, man, that's not how it works. You need to tell us. I said, I just want to help people. And he goes, a psych degree? I said, sure, let's start there. And he's like, oh, Jesus. So he threw me into class. And then we realized I had learning disabilities up the wazoo. I had a lot of stuff going on that led me to believe I was stupid growing up, by the way.
Yeah.
Life. They tested me and I have learning disabilities. The minute I had help in college, I got A's. So it was not an easy time. Yeah, right. And I thought I could, this is how dumb I thought I could go get a degree in a year. And they were like, man, this is going to take at least 4 years. 10 years later, because I'm a hard head, as my dad used to call me. I'm 2 kids in tow the whole time, right? So I had prerequisites because I didn't even know why 2 + X was 5. I thought it was a typo. I really just did not understand what was going on. So the journey was very bumpy, but I hung in there because I really wanted to help people. I also wanted to show my boys what that looked like. Not tell them, but show them. You could do anything with your life at any point. Just put your nose towards that direction and go. So yeah.
Can I say something? You just taught me 2 things that I really should know. You want to show them, not tell them, right? Yeah. People, listen, you're something. And also what you said earlier about how one's mood bounces back. So if you put out that good energy, it's going to bounce right back to you. So in a way, people look at it this way. You put it out there, you're getting something back. So I love that, Dedee. You really are full of some good stuff, like really good stuff.
It's selfish. Yeah. It has nothing to do with you. It has to do with me.
Yeah, it's like, oh man, I don't want to be part of this like lousy energy. Let me put out some good stuff. I'll get it back. I love that. I really, truly love that, Dedee. Really, you taught me a lot. See, 10 years you had to go to school, and you just taught me in like less than 10 minutes. So I love it.
And that bounced back. You all my little
bounce.
Yeah.
No, I feel pretty good.
Deborah. Thank you for the hit.
Honey, I'm feeling just great now. No, but I do want to talk about sobriety. I want to talk about what did you go through? What was going on? What hole did you go into, and how did you dig yourself out of that? That's a lot, Dedee.
Yeah, it was my 9th year in college. A high
Oh,
function.
no wonder. Okay, hang on. No wonder. 9 years in college.
Well, that would do it, right?
That
Just
would
like
do
my
it.
mom
Yeah,
made
girl.
me do. Yeah. What happened was I come from an alcoholic family. Ironically, none of my siblings have any addictions. I got them all, thank you, which makes me all a huger package. And so 9 years into it, and I think I was in my I'm 58, so late 40s. So it just all came down. It was accumulative. People said, "What was your bottom?" I'm like, "Which one?" I had bottom after bottom after bottom. Because here's the thing with drinking. When you have an addict or drinking, meth, heroin, gambling, sex, food, whatever the addiction is, when it affects your life in a negative way, that's when you got to address it, right? And mine was certainly really catching up. I was going from high functioning to barely functioning, right? And I didn't know how to ask for help, bottom line. I did not know. So, my family, that was weak. That was weak if you asked for help. My dad died with his alcoholism, right? And my mom died saying that the shock treatment saved her life. See, these are the parents that raised me. And I'm thinking, no, all these messages don't make sense. And I'll be really honest with you. I was in such a low state that my family came to me and said, we'd like to do an intervention. And I said, you don't have to. I was already quietly looking at 800 anonymous numbers. And I was about to call because I didn't want Dedee Pfeiffer, Michelle Pfeiffer's sister, David Gillies' sister-in-law. My boys are teenagers. You know, all of their friends, they love me, look up to me. I mean, I just was like, I'm a loser. The shame riddled me.
Oh, you're making me cry. I'm serious. I'm actually crying a little bit because
people out there are struggling right now. And I want to let you know it's okay. And it's strong and tough to ask for help, not weak. I'm tired of people saying that. It's not, you know, and I said, I'll go. My ass was in rehab 2 days later, going through menopause, I might add. And I didn't see my family, friends, or my animals or anything for a month straight, intensive inpatient. And I also dealt with my trauma, which was also in there. There was a lot of stuff going on. So it happens to everyone.
You now have a master's degree. That's impressive. No wonder why it took 10 years. Come on, girl. You didn't know anything about school. And then you ended up getting a bachelor's, and then you end up going for the master's. I mean, come on, that does take some time while you're raising 2 kids, trying to get your SHIT together, right? I mean,
throw in one of 3 divorces in there. Yeah, there's lots of stuff going on. My mom passed. But
wow,
really cool when I want to say something because I know we've said this off camera, but I love to say it on camera, and I think it's super important when you're active in your addiction. You're the identified problem. But then when you decide, the second you decide to go into recovery and say, I'm done with this, I need help, you immediately become the identified possibility. And you truly are. Every day I stay sober. Every day I conquer and attack this thing that envelops me and will kneecap me and kill me if I'm not careful. Is another day I'm the identified possibility. Because the possibilities are when you are tackling and leaning into something that's so hard. People watch and they see that from afar and go, damn, look at her go. That ain't easy, right?
You know, you talked about wanting to do a podcast and then spinning that off. That's going to be a huge success because of you, Dedee. It's really going to be a massive success in conjunction with what's going on now with Miss Denise on Big Sky. You want to talk about her a little bit? I mean, you know, about how you bring the sassy to her, or does she bring the sassy to it? I mean, I just love her character. I really do. I relate to her. I look at her and I think, oh man, if I were to play this, and I'm not a very good actor, I have to be honest. Although I do play a terrific TV reporter and anchor. So anybody listening there over at ABC, I'm your girl. Now there's my pitch, right? Oh, honey, and I've done it. No, I've done it. I've been in those, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street films. So I've got lots of experience. But seriously, back to Denise. There was my, you know, acting pitch.
I love that.
How do you bring her home? How do you do this?
Well, one of the things I loved is when David asked me to play the role, the first thing I was able to do is make her sober. And what I really like is she's not this huge, loud, sober character. She's like me.
Right.
And that's kind of what I advocate for, to have the conversation. It's like I'm a single mom. I'm crazy as hell. I'm a UCLA graduate. I'm an actor. I'm in recovery for alcoholism. I'm on Deborah's show. I love to save animals. You throw it in there with one of the many things that you are or that represents you. Then people kind of go, oh, it's less stinging, right? The whole like addiction thing is less of a sting and social stigma. We got to get rid of that. So Denise, you'll notice if you watch the show or you'll see it's just kind of in there, and it's just in there, like she's one of many. So that's super fun. They write me great lines. I also ad lib a little bit because I love to ad lib. And speaking of that, this new season with Jensen, very yummy. He's an amazing actor. And, Jensen and I was on his show, Supernatural, back in the day, and he was on Sybil. He was on.
Oh.
Now this is the third round for us.
Ah.
And
that is really cool.
Yeah. His character, my character, we improv. They left it in. It is so funny. The Kathy went, Denise. And I was like, it's really fun. That's all I can say.
All the best actors do that. Robin Williams, Harrison Ford in the first, I think, Indiana Jones film, right? Like when he whipped out, I think, the gun. I don't remember what he whipped out, but whatever it was, I think it was the gun. They left it in because it was so classic, right? Yeah. I mean, the best actors, that's what happens. Wow, I'd love to be on the set one day. Oh, could I come one day and just like watch?
It's in New Mexico. You can come UFO hunting with me. I see all sorts of paranormal stuff.
Oh, yeah. And I was actually going to come visit you last year because, Dedee and I are also friends, people. So
tell them how we're friends. We're like the New Day pen pal kind of thing.
No, but, sometimes when you can relate to someone because oddballs do find oddballs. I have to just say that. Right. And that's a compliment, Dedee, I think.
I love it. I love you. I met you Zoom in Canada the first season of Big Sky. You were just cutting jokes left and right. And I go, I like her.
Right. I mean, no, it was kind of one of those things. And then we met for lunch, I remember. And it was like, oh God, am I going to even like her? Like when I meet her, it's like, is she going to be a weirdo? And the minute I sat down, I'm like, oh my God, I like her even more. I hope you thought the same about me. But
you hated me the first thing out of your mouth. You go, gotta hate you.
Wait. Oh no. Why did I say I hate you? Because you look gorgeous. Oh. As gorgeous as she's looking on Zoom, people, she's even better looking in person. It's like, dude, that's just not fair. I'm showing up looking like this. My hair's all dried out. And you're just showing gorgeous. Up. Yeah, I know. Anyway, so any parting words, thoughts, whatever, anything? Aren't you guys doing that thing like what would Denise do, or one of those that you wanted to talk about?
Well, I decided that I need to start working on my social media. And because the people who hire me really care a lot about the number of people, I talk about this all the time. The number of people who follow me means something to those who hire me. Doesn't mean anything to me. I know my worth. And I decided to have fun with social media. And so I have a beautiful, modest following. And I love every one of my followers. You guys are awesome. And I'm the one who you guys say things, like it, heart it. Oh, I heart it. And and people like that. I literally do shout outs. I do random thoughts of the day, which are me, Dedee. I also decided to do some PR on Denise. So I started doing these videos. I ran around asking everybody, what does Denise do when no one's looking at Duel and Hoyt when the girls are out solving crimes? I have part 1, part 2, and part 3. It's so fun. You were supposed to be in part 2, but you didn't.
I know.
But guess what? Let's do it now. I'm going to do another one. Okay, here, you ready? Yeah, you ready? What's in Denise's desk?
What?
What's in Denise's desk?
Oh, hang on, people. What's in Denise's desk? Let me think.
I'm gonna put
Denise to me is smart, beautiful, badass. What's in her desk? When she opens up her drawer, sexy panties. How's that? Would that be in Denise's desk?
I'm using it. Watch. Follow me on Dedee Pfeiffer Official. You're going to be in the next segment of What's in Denise's desk. I have a lot of fun.
What's in Denise's desk? I love it. No, okay. Sexy panties. Purple.
It's funny.
Purple.
The crew knows what's in my desk.
Wait, what? What would you say?
The crew knows what's in my desk.
Oh, they do? Now they're going to go put a pair of panties in there. You'll see. So. Gosh, you are such a delight. And by the way, your kitchen is gorgeous. Are you a cook or that's just like there for show or something?
Yeah, right. Actually, I do love to cook, but my son, he loves to cook. And this is a rental.
Oh,
Yeah, we're renting.
yeah.
I can't even afford to buy in California. Hey, listen, man, it's serious out there. And I don't even
Yeah,
want
no, I
to I
know.
hate mansions. I don't like Beverly Hills. I just want like a little tree house. And it is expensive, so I'm just renting until I can till things calm down a little bit, man. What the heck?
Yeah. In California, they're only going to calm a little bit. The prices are a little nutty.
Well,
But
I want to
anyway,
move to New Mexico. My sister said they'd break my face if I moved, so I can't. So I have to rent.
yeah,
See how they
that
fly.
amazing family of yours, your two sisters and brother. I think that's beautiful how close you are. And I love that you've been so transparent with us, Dedee, for real, about your character, about your boys. You only mentioned them a little bit, but I don't like to ask about people's kids, but we know
That's
you got two of them.
they don't have anything to do with me.
Yeah. Please, I have three of them. You think I don't know
know.
that? It's like, wait, who are you? Oh, I'm just
You and I are like,
through.
I get you, honey.
Yeah.
That's why.
Oh no, it's like thanks. I hope someday they'll look back and go, she wasn't that bad. You know what I mean? But anyway.
Yeah.
So anything you'd like to tell our audience? Here you go. Another pitch, something else we don't know about you at all that you want to reveal. Just there you go. Take it away, Dedee Pfeiffer.
Because I really like my job a lot. Follow me on Dedee Pfeiffer Official because they care a lot about my numbers. And also, I promise you it'll be fun. I do really fun things. I don't get political. I don't get snarky, you know. And if you get snarky, I will like your little comment, which means I read your little snark comment. I'm not saying I like it. I'm saying I read it. This is what I love about my humble following because I do get to read everything and go, oh, dude,
yeah,
like. Also, of course, Big Sky. Catch us on Hulu. New night, September 21st, Wednesday, 10 p.m. Pacific time, ABC. Keep Miss Pfeiffer employed. And you and I keep the lunches going. You're going to help me with my podcast.
Yeah, maybe I really will this time get in the car. Actually, we'll have a little more time because one of my kids just went to college. So maybe I can just get in the car. I'm really serious. And if it's possible, and just watch one day on the set. I actually love doing that. That would be fun.
Come to New Mexico. They would love it. Yes, you have to. It's super fun.
Suddenly you're going to have a bunch of fans. So be careful what you say. Yeah. Anyway, Dedee Pfeiffer, you are a love. You are just, you're a real treasure. So thank you so much for joining us on our show. We're going to blast this out everywhere, especially the week before that the show airs on September 21st, ABC, Big Sky. Dedee Pfeiffer plays the beautiful and sassy Denise. Thank you so much for joining us. I am Zara Kobylt. My show is Deborah Kobylt Live. You'll find us on YouTube and Facebook, Instagram, and every audio podcast platform that you can find. So thank you for joining us. Tell your friends also, and we'll see you next time. Bye.